Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Divya. Welcome to Visual Vibes. In this Python course, I'm gonna teach you everything that you need to learn to start coding with Python. This course doesn't cost you anything, it's totally free for you. But if you would like to help me out, then you can increase its reach by hitting a like button, leave a random comment down below, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thanks in advance, and I really appreciate it. Without getting any delay, let's jump right in. Today I will be discussing about identifiers and keywords in Python. So before I start, I would like to mention one thing. If you are new to my channel or if you are new to this Python course, then I would like to recommend you to check out my earlier sessions first before jumping into the new concepts and then circle back here for a deeper dive. So try to follow some sequence and keep moving. Now let me first start with identifiers in Python. So an identifier in Python is simply a name that can be given to a variable, function, class, module. Since the names can be decided by the user, so we can call that name, the name as user-defined name. Any user-defined names that can be given by the user to a variable, function, class, module comes under identifiers. So these are the characteristics of identifiers. So it can be a combination of characters from A to Z, digits from 0 to 9, and an underscore. It is not mandatory that all these three combination must be present in the identifier name, but it can be a combination. And identifiers are case sensitive. That means all the lowercase and uppercase letters are treated as different characters in Python. So here, if you can see, right, we have three variable names, which can be defined all in lowercase letters, all in uppercase letters, and in combination of lowercase and uppercase. So these three are treated as three separate variables. So that we can call as case sensitive. And it can be validated using isIdentifier method in Python. So to check whether whatever the identifier or a name that we are going to give to a variable, function, class, or a module, to check whether that identifier is valid or not, we can make use of this function in Python. So that I have given one example here. So here I have declared one variable following with the naming pattern as underscore starting and then some str and then given some value to it. And then I was trying to check whether whatever the identifier or name that I have given is valid or not. So I am checking like this with underscore str dot is identifier method. So upon this identifier, I call this method. So that should give me the output as a true or false. So this is an identifier and it is following some pattern. So that's why the output is true. And now let's see rules for naming Python identifiers. As I already told, like it can be a combination of capital and small letters from A to Z, 0 to 9 and an underscore. And it should start with a alphabet character or an underscore. So always the name should start with an alphabet character or an underscore only, but should not start with digits. That cannot be validated in Python. So, and the next one is it should not contain white spaces. While defining an identifier, either it at the starting or in the middle, it should not contain any white space. And it should not contain any special character other than underscore. So if you can look into your keyboard, we have some special characters, right? Like @ symbol, star, hash, slash, percentage symbol, and symbol. So those are all some special characters. So, but we have only one special character that we need to use in Python. And while declaring identifiers, that is only underscore. Other than underscore, no other special characters are allowed. And it cannot be a reserved Python keyword. So whatever the identifier or a name that we are going to give, it should not be a part of a Python keyword. So it always should be a name. It should not be a part of keyword, otherwise it should throw error. So this is about an identifier along with its characteristics and its rules. Now let's see some examples that are validating the identifiers. So here I have given some examples that comes under valid and invalid identifiers. So here if you can see this name, so this name is a combination of letters and digits. So this name is started with a character, so this is valid. And here this name also started with underscore followed by characters and digits. So this is also valid. So similarly, this is also a combination of digits, characters, and underscore. Here also same, but underscore in the middle. So these are the names comes under valid identifiers. And now let's see some invalid identifiers. If we can see this name. So this name is initially started with the special character other than the underscore. So this comes under invalid case. Similarly, this name started with a digit instead of character or underscore. So it is an invalid case. Here also, this name is started with a digit. So this is also invalid. And here, this name contains a special character in the middle other than the underscore. So this is also invalid. And here also, if you can see between where and one, we have a white space, which is not allowed in identifier. So this comes under invalid case. So these are some of the examples. Now let's see keywords in Python. Simply keywords are reserved words in Python that serves a special purpose and have a special meaning. Anything that is reserved means that can be used as a special purpose. So in Python, we have some words that are only reserved for a special purpose only. So for that special purposes only, we need to use those keywords. And these are the characteristics of keywords. So keywords are used to define the syntax of the code. So whenever we follow some syntax to write a code, that syntax should always have the keywords in it. So those keywords in that syntax fulfills the code statements. And the keyword cannot be used as an identifier, function, or variable name. Like how we have identifier cannot be used as a keyword. Similarly, keywords also cannot be used as identifiers, functions, or variable names. And all the keywords in Python are written in lowercase only, except two keywords, and those words are true or false. Except these two keywords, all the keywords in Python are in lowercase only. And these keywords can be validated using isKeyword method. So to validate identifier, we have isIdentifier method, right? So similarly, we have isKeyword method to check whether the defined keyword is a valid or not. So here I have given one example. So in order to check the given keyword or is valid or not, so we can make use of this import keyword. So in Python, we have some built-in libraries. So from that built-in libraries, we need to import some modules. So in order to check whether it belongs to keyword or not, so we need to import this keyword module, and inside this module, we have a method that is isKeyword. And inside this method, we need to pass as an argument as a string. So any string. So anything that we need to check whether it is a keyword or not, you can pass it here. So I have passed here print. So print is not a keyword in Python, so the output should be false. Similarly, if you want to check all the list of keywords in Python, you can make use of this method kw list. So upon this module, you can call this one. So that gives the list of all the keywords in Python. And we have the two rules for keywords. So Python keywords cannot be identifiers. We already discussed. So identifier cannot be used as a keyword. Keyword cannot be used as an identifier. And all the keywords in Python should be in lowercase except true or false, true and false. This is also we discussed. If you give the keywords in uppercase, then that should not be come under a keyword, should not be treated as a keyword. So whatever and however it is defined in Python, we need to use as it is those keywords as it is. Like if they are in lowercase, we need to use in lowercase only. If they are in uppercase, we need to use in uppercase only. So we need to follow the same structure while using the keywords. So we have a 35 list of keywords in Python, right? So if you can see here, uh, there are 35 keywords in Python in Python version 3.11. So Python always release some updates in the form of versions. So according to this version 3.11, we have totally 35 keywords present. Now let's see what are these 35 keywords. So here I have given the list of 35 keywords. So these are the keywords and their descriptions. So here you can see and or not. These are the keywords which can be used as logical operators. So in the upcoming sessions, we will see what are these logical operators and where we can use this. So these are the logical operators which we can make using logical operations. So for now, you can remember these are the keywords that we can come across under logical operations. And here, if we have if, elif, and else keywords can be used as a conditional statements. If you want to check any conditions in Python, then these keywords come into picture in different cases. Similarly, if we want to define some loops and to iterate over those loops, so these keywords can be used. These keywords can be defined in the syntax for and while. Similarly, break. If you want to terminate from the loop, this break keyword is used. If you want to continue the loop to the next iteration, continue keyword is used. And this def keyword we have already seen in our earlier sessions where we have used to define some functions, right? And lambda. This lambda also used to define functions, but that function is anonymous function. When it comes to anonymous functions, we need to use lambda. And for normal function, we can use this def function. And pass. Pass is a placeholder that will do nothing actually. So whenever if you want to pass some statements, then we can make use of this pass. Pass, it will do nothing. Just it's a placeholder kind of thing. And return keyword. Whenever this return keyword is used inside the functions to return some value back and to exit from the function. And these try, except, finally, with these 4 keywords, mainly we can come across while handling exceptions. Next, we have a true and false. These are all Boolean values we have already seen while discussing about data types. And asset. So this asset keyword is mainly used for debugging purposes. So to check the correctness of the code, this asset keyword is used. And we have a class keyword. If you want to define some class, you need to use this one. If you want to create some alias to any module or a name, then we can make use of this as keyword. And this is del. So to delete any object, like whether it can be a variable, list, tuple, class, function. We want to delete any object, we can make use of this del keyword. And import. So to import some modules from the Python standard library, so we can make use of this import statement. And to import only specific parts of that module, we can make use of this from keyword. Now let's see remaining keywords. Is keyword. If we want to check 2 variables are equal or not, then we can make use of this. None. It's actually is a constant that always define a null value. Other than 0 and empty value, it defines a null value. And a non-local variable. If we want to declare some non-local variable, then we can make use of this keyword. Yield. So this is mainly used to pause a function. So to pause a function as well as to return some value, we can make use of this keyword. And async and await or can be used in asynchronous operations and to wait and to release some flow of control back to the loop. Can make use of this await and to create some asynchronous, like in case of asynchronous operations, can make use of this async keyword. Global. If you want to declare some global variable instead of local variable, then we can go with global keyword beside it. And lastly, in keyword, we want to check any value that is present in iterable objects, like in case of list, tuples, dictionaries. We want to check any value that is present in those items. those lists, in those set of items, then we can make use of this in keyword. So I have given one example also here, like to give you some idea, uh, like how we can make use of these keywords when it comes to coding. So here I have given some example. So here I have a function that is started with def keyword, and this is the name of the function. So inside this name of the inside this function, I'm just printing some statement, and I have a so this is a def is a keyword, and then I have declared two variables. So here you can see right val underscore one, val underscore two, or these are two identifiers or names that are holding the values true and false, and these true and false are reserved keywords. And here I'm checking one condition using if keyword. If the value is present, the value is equals to true, val even, val one, and not val two. So here and is a logical operator, and not is an also an operator that flips the truth truthy value to false value, and it flips the false value to truthy value. So here I was given one condition, so that checks whether this val one is equals to true, and this val two also equals to true. Whenever both two values are equals to true, so and operator um, gives the value as a true finally. The both operands use the same value, then the conditions are met. Else, I was calling this function. So I was calling this function so that it gives um, conditions not met. So here, if you can see in this example, we have used the different keywords def, true, false, if, and not, else, and the identifier also. So this is how you can make use of the identifiers keywords in Python. Okay, this is all about identifiers and keywords and their characteristics, along with their rules and some of the examples. So that's all for today. I hope you like this session. If you have any doubts, feel free to post them in the comment section. We'll definitely answer your questions, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care, goodbye, and enjoy programming.